I'm Keith,
I'm Logan.
and welcome to Hot Zombie Summer, a Resident Evil review and retrospective podcast where we'll be playing through the main games of Capcom's Resident Evil series in release order.
We'll be talking characters, lore, gameplay, thrills, chills, and everything in between.
Yeah, so please join us, and we encourage you to listen along and play along with us as we go on this journey together.
We are back with another episode of Hot Zombie Summer. This is episode number 2 of Resident Evil Zero. This is our second entry in exploring the, at the time, GameCube exclusive Resident Evil Zero with a slash through it, which we thoroughly talked about last time and how deranged you have to be to put a slash through the zeros.
Yeah, we really unpacked that handwriting quirk
Right, right. With the
that people
7
have.
with the
Yeah.
slash through it and the 3 with the slash through it. Just
Yeah.
kidding. We didn't talk about that one.
Yeah. I guess I only know the 0 and the 7. There are other ones that are stylized? Maybe. I don't know.
Do you
I guess
mean,
you put the line under a 6 or a 9 to show which,
I mean,
like if you're
if,
playing Uno, it has a line underneath
yeah, it
it, so
was
there's
like,
no
or,
ambiguity.
or if you're like 85 years old, you would do that. Like, who does that?
Well, that's what I'm saying. Who has these little flourishes on their number
Well,
writing,
right,
their
right.
numerology? Yeah, not
Yeah,
me.
that's true. Would you consider Roman numerals flourishes or no?
No, because
No.
people don't really use those in day to day, you know. That'd be more
Yeah.
just.
What would you think of if you had a coworker who just wrote numbers exclusively in Roman numerals?
I'd be a little confused by it. Not by the Roman numerals, but just why they're doing it,
Okay, I thought
Yeah.
I thought that you were gonna say that you would be confused because you don't know what they are, but then that sounds really snobby of me.
Once you got high enough with the numbers, I'd be confused.
Yeah, they're like, we
Like if
need
somebody
a
was like writing the equivalent of $4,967 in Roman numerals, that'll take me a little while to suss out
yeah,
probably.
that makes
Yeah.
sense. Yeah.
I wonder if it's masculine coded because we were talking
Roman
about
numerals?
we were talking about how the Roman numerals you learn them from like movies and wrestling and football. That's how I learned them, more so
I
than school.
I learned them in Latin class.
Okay, now you're talking about the common people. Because who has
That's
a Latin class? Where'd you go to school? What was
ugh.
that? Is that public school? You had Latin
No.
class?
No. I had a stint in a preparatory school.
Hmm. I see how
The truth comes out. Yeah, I was like,
the truth comes out.
I don't
Yeah.
want to sound
Elitist Logan.
elitist. I don't want to
Yeah.
sound elitist, but I went to a preparatory school where I learned Latin and Roman numerals. It's like, fuck. That's
Now I'm
bad.
embarrassed because I'm like, yeah, WrestleMania 13. Were you if you were Max Fisher, you're familiar with Rushmore. You've seen Rushmore, I'm
I
sure.
love Rushmore.
Yeah, I love Rushmore too.
Yeah.
Were you the Max Fisher that hates Latin and thinks it should be banned, or the Max Fisher that thinks it should be required class?
Closer to the second one.
Okay. But
I think
you didn't love your teacher though,
no,
unlike
she just
Fisher.
I think this is really unpacking stuff. She just like kind of had like a kind of more flat affect, which communicated to me as a like teenager, like disinterest. You
Okay.
know, it seemed she was
Yeah.
disinterested. But I do think that, I mean, right, to like put the pieces together, we went to St. John's, which is classical liberal arts. I
Yeah.
think I found value in dead and old shit, you know? And so I don't agree with that now, but I think at the time I was like, this is important,
This is important because it's old. Yeah. It's
even though it's useless.
the bedrock of Western civilization, which now that's a whole
Mm,
like it's that, yeah. Very
yeah.
loaded. Yeah. But
Yeah. But you know who I think uses Roman numerals exclusively is Billy Cohen.
Billy Cohen? Yeah,
Probably.
maybe.
Yeah, he's a military guy.
He is a military guy. Um And yeah, he's with Rebecca in the training facility type
That's
area, which
right.
is basically the mansion.
Yeah.
That's basically what it is. So, and this is a James Marcus's uh, purview. So if you are a founder of Umbrella, you get your own creepy mansion with a bunch of puzzles and traps and stuff. That's part of
Yep.
the compensation package.
Yep.
Yep. And we talked about the intro. You crawl through the sewers and go up the hatch into the train. I guess we find later that there's a different way in, but I remember doing it and be like, it seems like a bad plan. Like
Mm-hmm.
the train,
Mm-hmm.
the fancy train arrives, and then it's like, okay, now we need to wade through the sewers to get into the training facility. That's very weird, but
Right. And to
yeah.
me, if you
It's
got
because that
into
path is blocked off, the normal
yes.
path. So yeah.
So logistically, it makes sense. But to me, if I found myself after wading into the sewers, climbing a ladder, and getting into the umbrella training facility, which looks like a mansion, and there was a big ass portrait of a bald ass guy like in the center of the room, I would be like, I don't want to be here.
Yeah.
I don't want to be here.
Yeah. This is a bad idea.
Yeah, but that is not what Rebecca and Billy do. They are totally okay with exploring this training facility slash mansion.
Yeah. I mean, they don't have much of a choice because you can go outside, but the bridge is out. So you're kind
That's
of
right.
trapped. You're forced to just kind of explore.
That's right.
You get a voiceover from James Marcus.
Hmm.
So this is a recording, but it's kind of like, set beyond the grave. But he says about their Umbrella's company motto, which is discipline breeds unity, unity breeds power, and power is life. Which that's a weird company motto.
Yeah, I mean, I
Yeah.
think maybe it, for me, when I was playing it, hit harder in like 2026. I was like, this just seems like white supremacy dog whistle shit.
Yeah, kind of. With like the
Right?
unity
Like,
stuff. Yeah.
yeah, I was
Power
like,
is
this is
life sounds like
bad.
it's like that could be like when the electrical like forced monopoly in whatever area you're in rebrands after a lawsuit. That would be like their new slogan. They'd be like, "Power is life."
That's like way more
Like we have
sinister.
XL energy
We
here.
have
That like,
XL too.
oh, you have XL as well.
Yeah,
Okay, well,
fuck
yeah, if XL
XL.
like gets rebranded as Power Co, they'll be like, "Power is life." Will be their
I
new
mean, you think
slogan.
they're gonna
So,
go full tilt into like almost like eugenicist sounding stuff?
well, that's like the dog whistles. They provide power.
Yeah,
Power company.
but
It's weirder for Umbrella being a pharmaceutical company to be like, "Power is life." It's like, well, don't you just make like aspirin and shit? Like, what's wrong?
you
Yeah.
just make aspirin and shit. Yeah,
Funny because you mentioned the kind of like the coded language, where you find a memo early on. It's like the letter to trainees. It's called different things in
yeah.
different versions, but it specifically says that they're going to be they're going to develop the next generation of Umbrella employees
Hmm. Hmm.
without regard for race, creed, or gender. So
Right. Yeah, I was gonna say
just
like
saying,
the language kind of is at odds with the content.
yeah.
But I definitely in my notes wrote big red flag. I was like, it just seems like they're going out of their way to be like, we're not gonna discriminate. And it's like this company would absolutely discriminate.
Yeah, maybe they mean it the other way around, like the way that like conservatives now would say it. They're like,
Yeah.
yeah, like we're not giving any regards to that, which yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. In which case they mean we are, but just for white people.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah.
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 Which
Yeah.
considering the only umbrella employees we meet, I mean it's like we meet any umbrella employees of color, really. Yeah.
I
So
don't think so.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Not really. But I mean, I guess before we get into like the details of the umbrella training facility, like what are your general impressions of this area? Like what did you think of it?
I wasn't in love with it. It feels very we kind of talked about this in the first part too, about why, even though this is technically a very impressive game, I feel like the art direction doesn't do it justice as much.
Yeah.
It feels very muted. Like it's
Yeah.
very lots of grays, lots of greens, lots of yellows. Uh Not very atmospheric.
No.
Yeah, there's no yeah, you're just kind of like you're in like an old rundown crummy mansion.
Yeah. And
I don't know.
I
I
think
don't love it.
I didn't love it either. I think and there's a tension for me with this. Like, I think that I am a sucker for mansions in Resident Evil. Even to kind of reference, right? Like our conversation around Requiem, like the care center feels like a
Yeah.
mansion. And so anytime they give me something like that, I'm pretty happy. But I also agree with you that aesthetically it just feels kind of like a retread. It feels kind of muted. They're like, "Oh, this one has Italian art." And I'm like, I don't really care about that. So I don't know. I was both like happy about it, but also just like, ah, we've been here before and it's been more interesting.
Yeah, I think it pales in comparison to the Spencer Mansion, both in terms of atmosphere and just like moments and puzzles and just I don't know. Well, as we go through it, maybe I'll discover why it doesn't quite hit for me, but nothing feels like super core to the series in this
No,
area. And
no,
just you're just kind of doing the usual Resident Evil stuff and
no, it really doesn't. And I think I'll be interested to kind of as we talk through this section, like to what extent the gameplay influences this. To me, it's hard to appreciate it if I have to like literally leave my shit on the floor, in a
yeah.
lobby, and so it's like, okay, well, the mechanics influence how I experience the area.
It does, and even like the idea in the Spencer Mansion of finding a safe room, like that's such the music's so iconic. People love that. It has that feeling of like, okay, finally the tension can release a little bit. I can take a deep breath. I can organize my items. I can save. You don't really have that as much if you're just
No,
finding random typewriters in rooms and leaving your shit on the floor wherever
that's
you
right.
are.
That's
Yeah. So
right.
I think it's part of it. And I think having two characters is part of it too. Because even though
Yeah.
it's not multiplayer, you're controlling both characters. There's still something psychological I think about being alone in a creepy mansion versus well, I'm alone, but like I can't fully get into the character because like it doesn't feel like I'm alone as the character, if that makes sense. Because
Yeah.
you're with somebody. So
Right.
yeah.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. I'm so glad Billy's here. It makes me less scared.
Yeah.
That makes it
So
sound like I'm speaking as Rebecca, which I'm not. I would say that as Billy.
well in the book, Billy's much more I did read the book for this one. The book's actually pretty
Hmm.
good. I'm happy to report.
Okay.
Yeah, and they soften Billy a lot, and Billy is actually he's more of a scaredy cat than Rebecca is in the book, which is interesting.
Interesting. Did
Yeah,
they
and
make
they,
him
they
us?
kind of play off some of the stuff we criticize, where he's act like a tough guy, where because he's a point of view character, it's like he's trying to act tough to he's like putting up a front and makes that very clear. So it
Hmm.
kind of I don't know. I like Billy more in the book than I did
Okay.
in the
Okay.
game. So yeah.
Fun fact, Sean, friend of the pod,
Hey,
uh,
Sean.
because of our podcast, is reading some of the RE
Oh,
books.
oh, nice.
Yeah,
Well, SD Perry, you can thank us for getting an extra
that's
five
right.
cents in your royalty
Right.
check this year.
And that's true.
Yeah, I'm curious what he thinks about them. I think they're like very good, just kind of like good like airplane reads. Nothing
Yeah.
intense, but
Yeah. You
entertaining
could,
enough to blow through in a couple sittings. So
this makes it sound like I'm speaking to like Gen X here, but I'm like, you could easily substitute a Tom Clancy read for an SD Perry read of Resident Evil, and you would be, you know, life would be good.
yeah, I think so. I think
Yeah, no thanks. Yeah. Isn't it weird to think like just kind of reflecting on that, right? Like early mid 2000s, like games like Rainbow Six, Ghost Recon, Splinter
Splinter
Cell, like
Cell.
they
Yeah,
all had like his name in it. Like that's wild to
it is
me.
pretty wild. And I think he was one of those like brand name authors where he didn't
Yeah.
like someone was ghostwritten. I'm pretty sure it's been
Yeah.
like basically an open secret at this point.
Yeah. I guess, I haven't thought about or played Splinter Cell for a while. So I don't know how like the politics hold up. Probably not great. But that was a pretty harrowing game to play, at least by my recollection.
I heard it's really good. I never played it because, again, it felt like there was like you had to pick if you like Splinter Cell or Metal Gear Solid. I know
Oh,
you didn't
okay.
actually have to, but
Yeah, you
that's
didn't
what I
have to do
felt.
that,
Where
but
a
yeah.
lot of people were like, "Oh, Splinter Cell, that's cool. It's so much more realistic and down to earth than Metal Gear Solid. I was like, no, I want like bisexual vampires and like 100-year-old men who are snipers and like crazy anime shit in my games more
That's
so than he's a real
yeah.
tough military guy. I'm like, boring.
That's way more fun. I feel like Splinter Cell's like conservative Metal Gear Solid, right?
Yeah.
Like
So
it's like, do you want to crawl around the halls of Langley and admire the fidelity with which they rendered that institutional location? It's like, no, I don't give a fuck.
yeah. So even as a 12-year-old, I was like, no, I want the I want the crazy weird shit. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, as you start exploring, there's a few parts. One of the first things you do is you go into kind of a sitting room, kind of study area, and then after you get the
Hmm.
item you need, crows will bust through the window.
Yep.
So there's more sort of we're playing the hits. We
Oh
got
yeah.
infected animals busting through windows. You gotta run out, and that's kind of how the rest of the area goes. I mean,
Yeah. I
yeah,
wrote in my notes, very telegraphed crow scare. Hear them squeaking, and then they crash through when you grab an item. Yawn. It's just like we know what this is.
yeah. And then you got the two characters, so there's different parts where you have to kind of use both. You find a crank, there's an elevator in the library that's crank operated. So you kind of send them Rebecca up, and that's when you meet another new enemy in the game, which are these sort of insectoid, kind of human-sized centipede type things.
That they're
They vulnerable more to fire.
they are.
Yeah, so if you can make Molotov cocktails in this
Yeah.
game because you find empty bottles and gasoline, and you can find fire rounds and send your rounds through the grenade launcher. But it's tough because the leech zombies are a bigger threat, and the leech zombies, they like pretty much have to be killed by fire. Like you can kill them with conventional weaponry, but it takes way more. So it's smart to save your fire items to them.
Right.
Yeah.
And I think you can, and I did mostly run past these enemies, but if you get in a pinch, you're kind of stuck.
Yeah, the first area I killed them when you first bring Rebecca up because you're in kind of a
Hmm.
small area and you have to sort of look around and figure where you are. But there were a few places where they're at where I was like, yeah, I'm just gonna run by them and hope for the best.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
again, that's tough to do with two characters. So a lot of times I would yeah run through as Rebecca and leave Billy, and then switch over to Billy and run through again. So it's kind of
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
bad part of the two character system where I'm just redoing things because the AI is not very good.
Right. Right. Yeah. Or the AI is slower and they linger and get hit or like get stuck.
There's a lot of areas to explore. A lot of the rooms are just for items.
Hmm.
And I try to get all the items, but yeah, there's one you walk in to get. I think you find the gas can there to make uh you find the gas can to make Molotov cocktails. That's kind of your a hint that the leech zombies are gonna be vulnerable to fire. But they're
Yeah.
kind of tough. I mean, they take if
Yeah.
you hit them directly on, you can kill them in two Molotov cocktails.
Oh, okay. I never
But
did
I
that.
usually took three to kill them, if not four. If it's not a direct hit, it takes yeah
Yeah.
a couple. So, and you don't get a lot of them. So you do. I mean, they're really difficult to hit, or they're really difficult to get by because, like you said, the stretchiness of them. So they're worth killing, but you have to. Yeah, you're really incentivized to save your fire-based weapons for the leech zombies. But
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Mhm.
Speaking of invertebrates, I think the first kind of boss we encounter is the centipede boss in the upper floor of the library. Gosh.
The guy calls it the animal storeroom
Yeah, and I'm like,
because there's cages there.
I think
Yeah.
that's why I'm struggling to describe it because I'm like, what is the name for a facility or room like this? I'm like, I don't know. Like, I don't have
Yeah.
one.
No, I don't have a I don't have an animal storeroom in my house, but my
I
whole
mean,
house is an animal storeroom.
I was gonna say, you're
Yeah.
like, my entire house is a cage.
Yeah. Well,
Um,
well, we don't have I guess we have carriers for them. They're kind of like cages, but they only go
yeah,
in the car, so
right.
yeah.
It's
But
voluntary.
it's voluntary.
Well, sometimes.
Well, that at that point it's not voluntary, but
Right,
yeah.
right.
So yeah. my one little cat, she was really into sleeping in the bunny's carrier for a while. She doesn't really
Aw,
anymore, but yeah, she would like crawl in there and nap, which is very cute. But because she's about the size of the bunny, so she it was
wait,
like right
Kaya?
size for her. Yeah, Kyle. Yeah.
Aw.
Yep. So, but anyway, you get to an area where you're upstairs and it's just like a big cement room. You have to do another work together puzzle where you have to lift up a cage as Billy with like a crank type of thing, and then you get a key as Rebecca, and then a giant centipede comes in. Centipede,
Yep.
millipede, whatever you want to call it, and
Yep.
it snatches up Rebecca and starts carrying her around. And as Billy, you have to shoot it, and not a horrible fight, but not a great fight either. It's kind of a
It's
bog
like
standard RE boss fight.
yeah, it's like weird because it was on a loop, right? The centipede slash millipede is on a loop, and you're just like, I gotta shoot it a bunch with grenades.
Yeah, it takes a lot. It's a real bullet sponge, shotgun sponge slash grenade
Grenade shell
sponge.
sponge,
I was down
yeah.
to my handguns by the end, so I had a tough spot.
Yeah.
Tough spot. I had a tough time fighting it. So centipedes are carnivores that primarily feed on insects, spiders, and other small animals.
Okay.
So I
All
guess it
right.
is. It's trying to. It has venomous claws to subdue their prey.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
So I guess that's what I eat, Rebecca.
I buy it. I was a
Yeah.
little frustrated by this fight because I think at times playing as Billy, right, saving Rebecca, like if you touch the centipede, you get damaged. Like if you
Yeah.
touch
If it
its
really even just
legs.
bumps into you, because it does
Yeah.
attack you. It kind of just runs around. If it bumps into you, it harms you.
Yeah, and I'm like, well, the legs of the centipede, I'm like, they're not inherently doing damage, right?
Yeah, I guess not, but
I don't
I
know.
don't know. I've never seen a centipede this big, so maybe.
Maybe we should make a pact and say the next time we see a centipede or millipede, we should like touch one of the legs and see if we get
And see if
damaged.
we're hurt. Okay, yeah. That would have been better in my old apartment where we did have centipedes and
Oh,
millipedes, but yeah. Where I live
well,
now, I have not seen any in the basement, so that's good.
that's good. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
My old
good.
place, yeah, we definitely have. You go down to do your laundry and there'd be turn the lights and you'd see a centipede scuttle away. So,
Ugh.
but that's still my old landlord's phone number. Maybe I can text him and say, hey, do you
Hey,
still
hey.
oh, or I'll
Could-
ask him. It's like, can you do me a favor for my podcast? Can you go down to the basement and find a centipede and touch it and tell me if it hurt you or not? I know we
And
haven't talked in 4 years, but
yeah.
maybe.
Yeah, and you're like, if it did hurt you, I will come over with some first aid spray.
Yeah, I'll bring you a green herb. But
And then he would be like, "Are you trying to sell me weed?"
oh yeah, that's maybe I'd
No.
be. You think it would be a code? Yeah, he'd be like, what's he asking me to do exactly? So, but anyway, eventually you kill the centipede. Um, a
Yeah.
brief note on the difficulty of this game. I thought this part of the game was hard. Not the centipede specifically,
Yes.
but when you're first starting off with the in the mansion slash training facility, I was like, man, I was always feeling like I had almost
Yep.
no ammo and
Yep.
almost no healing items or no
Yep.
healing items. Like I stood the whole thing in caution. It's pretty challenging.
It is. Yeah,
Yeah.
and I think we talked about this a little bit last time, but having two characters to take care of means you need to distribute your items. But yeah, I
Yeah, you have
always
to use like twice
felt,
as many like herbs and stuff,
yeah, I
Yeah.
always felt like in danger. I never
Yeah.
really felt comfortable.
No, I didn't either. Which I guess is if people like this game, I suppose that's probably something that they point to as liking it.
Yeah, but do you
I
think,
res
sorry, go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say I respect that part of it, that it is pretty hardcore and difficult, but my stance on hard games is always I have to enjoy what I'm doing, and I don't really enjoy the
Yeah.
mansion that much, just aesthetically or gameplay wise. So it felt to me it felt more like a chore getting through it than like, oh, this is so challenging, type of thing. But
Yeah, it didn't feel earned to me.
yeah, maybe that's a good
Um,
way to put it.
yeah, like it felt artificially difficult. Whereas, I mean, uh, it's such a kind of maybe cliche now, but like with like from soft games. I feel like the challenge is earned. Like
Yeah.
I have to hone my skills and my response and how I play the game to like actually succeed. And this, it just felt like, wow, I'm getting, totally wrecked.
The first game and remake, you're incentivized to run around the zombies, but you also can. And I feel like in Zero, a lot of the rooms, like it's rare that you'll walk through a room and there'll be like a zombie. There's usually like four or five. So you can't really run around them. Like you kind of have to kill the zombies.
Yeah.
But then you like barely have enough ammo to kill them. Maybe I'm just bad at this game, but
No,
I
I think
was,
that was my
yeah.
experience too. And
Yeah, I felt like I
there,
had to kill them and felt like I just barely had enough ammo or
yeah,
sometimes didn't even have enough ammo to kill them. So
yeah. I don't.
but yeah, you kill the giant bug.
Oh yeah.
You eventually there's a clock, another clock-based puzzle. So you have to get a one of the hands. It's called the Iron Needle in the game.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
then you use that with another memory you find that talks about 8:15. So you have to set the clock to 8:15
Yep.
to unlock some doors. So you're doing
Yep.
the same normal Resident Evil stuff where you're getting notes and memos that hint at a puzzle, then later you find the stuff to do the puzzle, and you do the puzzle. Feels very rote, like I'm not really using my.
Yeah.
There's a few puzzles later on that I liked, but yeah, the mansion puzzles I wasn't really impressed with.
Yeah. They were
Yeah.
Um, yeah.
Let me ask you this. Were you, I did not think the game did a good job of signaling that I need to find fuel for my lighter because Billy has a lighter.
No. Yeah.
And there's a spot where there's a lamp, and I was just like clicking on my lighter and hitting use, and nothing was happening. And I was
Yep.
very confused.
Yep.
And then later on, you find fuel. It's like, oh, okay, I need to combine the fuel.
Yeah.
I don't think if
No,
you check the lighter, it says like, oh, I've only had fuel or anything. You just kind of have to
I
bang your
agree.
head against the wall till you figure it out.
I struggled with that. I did, admittedly, since I had played this game before, used a guide to kind of help me just get over the hump in some of
Yeah.
these cases. But I was like, yeah, like I think there could have been more helpful contextual clues to say the fuel in the lighter is low. One thing that feels very Resident Evil to me in the kind of immediate parts of the training facility is that there's a statue with scales that are imbalanced in
Oh
the
yeah.
second floor, and it says, "When good and evil are balanced, a new path will be opened before you." That to me feels very classic Resident Evil. It's like it's foreboding, it's ominous, it's cryptic. It requires you to get more than two items, which you absolutely have to do because I think the first time I tried to balance the scales, you find a angelic statue and a winged statue, which is more devil based. And I put them on the statue to try to balance the things and it didn't work. And you eventually have to find weights that help balance the scales in the training facility. That
Yeah, it
feels
is.
very, oh, sorry, go ahead.
Oh no, I was gonna agree with you that yeah, it is the same thing. I thought I had to find two things, but actually I find four total.
Right.
So
That
that's kind of your
feels
main fetch quest of the of this area.
right. That feels very classic Resident Evil to me. Which I both liked and didn't, right? I was like, this is scratching an itch for me, but it's also the same thing I've done before and isn't improving on it or remixing it in a way that feels significant.
Yeah, it's sort of this game's version of finding the four death masks in
Yeah.
remake,
Yeah.
but the death masks in remake were way more interesting.
And
Like tonally.
atmospheric. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know. I just liked it more. 'Cause, yeah, nothing feels very. Yeah, it's weird. Some of them are hidden pretty well, and some are just like kind of out in the open and hanging out, and
Yeah. You're
it's
like, oh, that's that.
yeah. It again feels like they're recycling ideas and kind of like running out slash not coming up with new ideas.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It is
but
a bummer that I get ads when I'm watching stuff on streaming. I just get ads for insurance, Wegovy, and like Chewy.com alternatives. That's very depressing.
Yeah, I get a lot of insurance ads on mine. And it's kind of funny because the insurance ads are always funny. It feels like they're overcompensating because like insurance is boring, you know? It's
Yeah,
kind
yeah.
of reps. So like, well, we're gonna have all these wacky characters. Like Progressive has their little crew, and what Allstate has like Mayhem, Liz's boyfriend from 30 Rock.
Right, right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then who has the Becoming Your Parents? Is that Progressive also?
That is
Or is that Geico?
fuck.
Geico kind of kicks over
That's
because they had the
progressive.
cavemen. I think you're right, yeah. And Geico, they
Yeah.
had the cavemen back in like the mid
Well, I
2000s.
think the gecko is doing a lot of
Oh
the
yeah, the
heavy.
gecko. That was a big. Yeah, we're in like the little kind of conference room area. There's a use microfilm A and B, and then you do a little
Yes.
puzzle. And it's kind of like a grid-based puzzle. It's once you figure it out, it's not difficult, it's just execution.
Yeah.
Yep. And then yeah, you unlock some more areas. As Billy, eventually you get the key to the well, with Billy, you get the key to the kitchen, and that's where you get
Yep.
the fuel for your lighter, and then you can use the lighter to solve some other puzzles. Two things I want to talk about. You find some diaries that give you some more insight into the lore.
Yeah.
So you find the assistant director's diary, and then he's complaining about the usefulness of the students or how good the students are. He says a useless bunch of trainees as always. Where does
Hmm.
headquarters find these idiots? But then he mentions we did get a couple decent ones. William and Albert. They might be the future.
Yes.
And he calls them Scholar Will and Practical Al, which I thought Practical Al was a very funny way to refer to Albert Wesker. Like just Al's
Practical
funny,
Al.
but also it's like, oh yeah, how practical he is.
Right. Because it fundamentally lengthens what you're calling somebody. It's like we went from Albert to Al and then practical Al. It's like,
Yeah,
what?
Practical Al. Could
Okay.
just be Practic Al.
Practic Al.
Practic
Yeah.
Al.
He's like,
Yeah.
I had no conception of capital letters.
Yeah.
I couldn't do that.
Yeah. But there's
Yeah.
something ruthless and cruel about them both. Uh,
Yeah. And I
yeah.
will say that I appreciated that this memo is setting up or contributing to a rivalry between Birkin and Wesker. And I think that the game really tries to hit that on the head. And it's not very subtle with it, but they're trying to do something with it. And it's like, okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah. It's interesting. It is doing the thing that a prequel should do, where it's recontextualizing some characters that you already know. Because yeah, on the final entry in his diary, he talks about getting a call from James Marcus telling him to encourage a rivalry between
Yep.
uh,
Yep.
Birkin and Wesker. And then he says that's the first time that director Marcus has shown interest in anything other than his research. So that's
Yeah.
kind of interesting. And then you get Marx's diary, and this kind of gets into the founding umbrella. He
Yeah.
talks about finding the progenitor virus, which that's becomes bigger later on in the
It
series, but
does.
it's kind of
Yeah.
like the origin of what would become the kind of T virus, G virus, C virus type of stuff.
Yep. Yep.
And Marcus is with Spencer. Spencer's going to start a company. I don't care as long as I continue my research into progenitor.
Hmm.
So it does kind of set up too that Spencer's more of the business-minded one and the power hungry one in terms of
Yeah.
like his idea for Umbrella is like, well, we're gonna develop these viruses to obtain wealth and power, and then it feels like Marcus is more, oh, the purpose of the company is to do the research, not the
Yeah.
other way
Yeah.
around. So yeah,
Agreed.
that's kind of the tension between the two of them that ultimately does Marcus in.
And I think that tracks with, again, to kind of shout out Requiem, I think that tracks and it feels consistent with what we learn about Spencer and
Yeah,
Requiem.
yeah,
And there are some callbacks to Zero in Requiem, but um, yeah, I appreciate the kind of world building here, the corporate politics.
yeah,
Um,
yeah. And then that's where he talks about his leeches too. So he talks about doing his research into his leeches in the first part of his diary.
yeah,
My wonderful leeches.
right, which is a weird thing to say, right?
Yeah, those of low intelligence. they'll never have the privilege of tasting this sense of joy and satisfaction of
Hmm.
making a weird zombie leech. So, but then yeah, he
Yeah,
gets paranoid, and it's again he's paranoid, but just because you're paranoid doesn't mean they're not after you. In
that's
Marcus's
right.
case,
That's
yeah,
right.
as we learn
Yeah.
later.
Yeah. Brief interlude. If I say social game FMK, do you know what I mean?
Fuck, Mary, kill.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Marcus, Spencer, Birkin.
Hmm.
Like that's
So
all bad. It's all bad.
I'm going to. That's tough. Birkin, I'm gonna marry.
Hmm.
He's been married, so he has some experience there. And it seems
Yeah.
like he and Annette had like Annette loved him, so he's
Yeah.
capable of being married. So I'll marry him. He has a good
Okay.
track record.
Right.
It's
He's
tough because I'm
done it.
trying. Yeah, who's more evil? I guess I'd probably because again, Marcus just wants to fuck with his leeches. Which if that's all he does, it's not that big of a threat. I mean, it's not great, but it seems like Spencer's really the one that's more like, yeah, let's use these for weapons and sell them.
I
So
see.
I'd kill Spencer because I think he's a greater danger to humanity. And then I guess by default, I'd fuck Marcus.
You're like, you're like, you're fucking your leeches. I'm fucking you.
Yeah,
It's
we'll
all
have a
good.
whole daisy chain going.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, you're like, well, maybe for him, fucking the leeches is like really
no,
low grade. So,
no leech, refused. So yeah, we learned some interesting stuff about the backstory with Marcus and Spencer and the founding of Umbrella. And then once you get all four parts of the statues and balance it out, then that's when you go into the basement, which is kind of the next sub area of the training facility. Um, did you have anything else about the kind of top two floors that you thought was interesting, or it's
no, it
no,
just felt like a retread to me of the
yeah,
Spencer Mansion and in compelling personally, but ultimately uninteresting ways. Yeah.
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 I'm with you there. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's kind
Yeah.
of
Yeah.
yeah, it's fun because I'm trying to think how to say this. It's Resident Evil, and I like these games. So
Yeah.
it's fun from that standpoint, but it's very like replacement level Resident Evil. Like I don't think it's doing anything particularly gripping or interesting. You're just walking into rooms and
Yep.
dodging slash shooting zombies.
Yep.
It's yeah, nothing too compelling for me personally.
Yep.
Yeah, you go down the basement. So the basement's behind the giant portrait of Marcus. So very very inconspicuous. It just raises up. And then this is the requisite sort of torture area that we have in every game.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Everybody's really into like medieval torture,
Yeah. They're like
like
the
spikes and torture wheels and racks and shit. So
they're like, do you like Victorian architecture? Because we have medieval torture
yeah.
architecture in the basement. It's like it doesn't even make sense from a home design point of view,
Yeah. Yeah, it's all
right?
over the place. I don't like it.
Yeah, get them on HGTV. Come on.
Yeah. No, but yeah, you go down to the basement and you're in the spires right away. I think there's just the one hallway that has spires there, which is kind of weird. It feels very
Yeah.
tacked on. Like I don't know. Again, there's a sense for these games and this time in games where it's like, well, we have to have poison. It's like, why do we have to have
Yeah, and it's like we're gonna create a mechanic where you need a blue herb, and
I don't think you even have blue herbs yet.
do you
I don't
not?
remember
Okay.
finding blue
I
herbs in
mean,
this
I
game.
didn't
I
get
guess you must
poisoned,
at some point.
so but yeah, it's just like
Yeah.
spiders are in the basement and it's winding corridors, and it's like we've literally done this like 3 or 4 times now.
Yes, yeah. Yeah. So you have yeah, you find a list of prisoners that talks about one's being transported, one's being, disposed of. I
Yeah.
read through it. I don't know if you have it up. It's just a bunch of random names. I don't think there's any sort of
No
like
Easter
Easter eggs
eggs.
or anything.
No.
Yeah, I was kind of trying to cross-reference, but it's just a bunch of random names.
Game is like kind of playing familiar notes. It's
Yeah.
like, yeah, we've seen that. It's horrific. Okay, and it's not a plot point either. It's just like,
No. Yeah, it's
FYI,
just
this happened.
Yeah, it's just letting you know that this wasn't just like a training facility. It's also
Right.
yeah, like a torture torture chamber slash
Umbrella torture
experimental.
facility. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it'd be a funny like misspeak by some umbrella higher up. He's like, great job in your entrance exam. We're gonna transfer you to the torture facility.
Yeah.
The
Ooh.
what? The training facility. Oh, it's not like he said no training.
Yeah, training,
What sure?
training.
Why yeah. They're basically right on top of you before you can shoot them.
Right. And because
So
of the
yeah.
fixed camera angles, you don't know if they're going to be charging you until they're within like, a couple of frames
Yeah.
within doing so. So you kind of have to, and like I found myself firing the shotgun ahead of time before they even came into frame or into the view because I wasn't able to literally react that fast.
Yeah. Yeah, it's really it's tough. I reloaded here because the monkeys fucked me up so bad when I was first trying to figure out how to fight them. But
Yeah.
yeah, it's kind of yeah. And then you get some more cutscenes. You find out about the kind of conspiracy against Marcus that was brought on by presumably put up to it Birkin and Wesker.
Yep.
And this is tell me if this reminds me of anybody. So Marcus
Hmm.
was betrayed by Umbrella, and then they want to get his research, and then he was turned into a monster by his own research.
Um,
That's Birkin. It's like the exact
yeah.
same story. So,
Well,
oh,
I thought you were trying to draw contemporary political parallels. So I was
oh
like,
no, sorry. I just
no,
meant
it's okay. I was
in
like,
Resident Evil world.
Musk? I don't know. I was like,
Yeah.
he got turned into like a sentient Cybertruck and then somebody took it out with a rocket launcher.
Uh, but yeah, it's setting up that what happens to Birkin in Resident Evil 2, he
Yes.
did the same thing to Marcus. So
Yes. Yes.
thematically I get it, but it's also like, well, we've done this already, so it again feels more of where we're doing the same thing we've done already in the
Yeah.
other games.
Little on the nose, so to say.
Little on the nose,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
yeah, they dump them into they're pretty sloppy with disposing of bodies. They just kind of throw them in the
Seriously.
sewer, and
Yeah,
then
it's like, wow.
yeah,
Like,
that's when the leech kind of enters in his body and reconstitutes inside of him and develops inside of him. So
right,
yeah,
right, which is much more kind of fleshed out in the kind of end game. Once we realize Marcus and the Leech Queen are separate entities, which I think is a little bit unclear at this point.
yeah, it's very unclear in terms of like yeah, what young Marcus, what his actual like how I think I'll say this. How real he is? Like, was it like
Yeah,
is he just a group of leeches
right.
or was he actually like somehow literally reanimated and de-aged and he's like a physical
Yeah.
like a human being that came back to life. So
I also kind of wonder, like, this is totally inconsequential, but like, did young Marcus actually look like that? Or was the Leech Queen like, I want to look like an anime character?
well he did really look like that because Billy finds the photo of him in the library.
Right. And then is that
Yeah.
when
And
he's like,
that's
yeah,
yeah. So he recognizes the guy he's dealing with now looks like the old photo, and that's when
yeah.
Billy thinks that it's like his son or grandson
This could
that
be his
he's dealing with
grandson.
now.
Yeah, it's like,
Yeah. Does not explain why he's wearing like robes like a wizard or why he like sings operatically in the rain though.
that's true. Yeah, there are
Yeah.
lots of, yeah, he's like,
Yeah.
in earlier
That's what
life, you
leeches
did this.
think people do. They're like people love robes and singing a storm on a hill. That's what they're into. Did we talk about the trivia of where they got the leech sound effects from? I don't think we did.
I don't think so, but I know you told me about it, and I was very excited to hear it.
Once you hear it, you're like, oh yeah, that is what it sounds like. It was like a recording of hamburgers grilling on a grill is how they got the sound of the leeches moving together and kind of like squirming around. It was
Which is
yeah, it was hamburgers.
that's pretty wild.
Yeah. Just kind of
Yeah.
like an interesting little Foley type of trick. So
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
sound design type of stuff. So
Yeah. I think that is a stronger point of the game, the sound design.
the sound design is really
I
good.
think it's pretty good. It's
Yeah,
pretty
I would agree
good,
with that.
you know.
Yeah. I mean the monkeys, they sound like monkeys. The little scuttling of the bugs sounds good. So yeah, no,
Yeah.
that yeah.
Yeah. I think speaking of the monkeys, I think one thing that really bothered me gameplay wise was, I have no problem with mostly the design and kind of how those kind of creatures were developed, but they attack so fast. They attack so fast that you can't actually reload or fire off another shot before they attack again. That was my experience.
Yeah, and they're using groups too. They attack in groups, so it's yeah, they're tough to
Yes,
deal with. Yeah,
they
they're
they really are. And so I mean they if at least from my playthrough, if I was ganged up on, I got taken out in a few hits because
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. Maybe there's a lot of stuff in here that stun locks you, which we didn't really talk about, but yeah, you get stun locked a lot in this game, which is kind of frustrating.
It is, and
Yeah,
and I think just like maybe it's because this game is older, but fixed camera angles, tank controls, getting
fast
stun
enemies.
locked,
Yeah,
like lack of health items. I'm like, it's kind of just like a confluence of really difficult things that don't need to be that hard.
yeah, yeah. No, this is a tough game. Which again, I feel like the people that like it probably enjoy that, but I think it hurt my enjoyment. The ratio of how difficult it is, of how fun it is, I think was out of whack. But yeah,
Yeah, and I think for me, I really didn't like this game, so yeah.
yeah, yeah. Well, I want to get through everything, kind of relive and talk it through before I put a final opinion on it. But I think I liked it more than you did. But
You did. Yeah.
it's solidly on my it's solidly at the bottom of my list for at least the games we played so far.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
Yeah. Um,
So, yeah.
at one point, Rebecca gets knocked through the floor, and
Right.
then
Sorry. Yeah.
it
That's an
splits you.
important thing.
Yeah, and it splits you up, so you have to play as Billy and backtrack to get down to Rebecca, where Rebecca is, and then save her.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah,
And
because
I
it
think,
splits you up. There's a part. Sorry, I'm just remember this as we're playing.
no, no, no.
It initially, or as we're talking, it initially splits you up because Billy has to boost Rebecca up to get into a room to explore, and then she ends up getting cornered by a monkey, falling down. She's like holding onto a pipe and ready to fall. And then as Billy, you have to like rush through all the monkeys and everything and find a different route down to save her.
Right. That's right.
Yes,
And I
yeah,
think
that's this part.
I was a little unclear in this point playing as Billy that I would have to go to a different part of the map to save Rebecca. Right.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
I
you have to
thought,
backtrack.
yeah, and go back through the umbrella training
Yeah,
facility
go back
into the, yeah,
upstairs.
and that was not obvious to me. So I spent a not insignificant amount of time trying to figure out how do I get to the place where Rebecca fell through the hole? And I was like, oh, I have to actually go back through the training facility to get there.
Yeah, I got turned around a few times and then I had to really like study the map and try to plan out a route of like, okay, I think from here, based on flipping through the floors, I can get there. But yeah, I don't think you can actually. Like it's portrayed as you have to hurry and get there, but I don't think there's an actual time limit on it. Like I don't think there's a point where it's a fail state if you don't get there soon enough.
No, I don't think
Yeah, I
so.
think
I
it's just
think,
whenever you get there, you get there.
yeah,
But
agreed.
yeah. Yeah, so this is it's kind of set up as for us the player softening towards Billy because he does
Hmm.
rescue Rebecca. And then you get some more insight into Billy and Rebecca. This is kind of funny. She says, I'm not going to judge you, but I just need to know, did you really kill all those people? And it's like, well, things to judge somebody about. Like,
Right. I mean, that
yeah,
seems
like, why would she
fair,
say
right?
that? Like, it's so
Yeah.
weird.
Yeah. Not to be judgy, but did you commit mass murder?
Yeah. Did you kill 23 innocent people? I won't judge you for it. Like,
Yeah.
and then you get a
Yeah.
flashback with Billy.
Oh
And
God.
what did you think about this? I felt like I knew the game is telling us that he's innocent, but it's
Yeah.
weird that doesn't really show that
Agreed.
as much. Like it's weirdly ambiguous. I don't know why that is because it's to me it's very clearly played up like, well, he is innocent, he's being framed, is what we're
Right.
supposed to think. But
Right.
then they also never fully tell us that, and he definitely never tells Rebecca that.
Yeah, and I
Yeah.
think it's a bizarre storytelling decision. I mean, so the flashback that we get is that Billy's unit was ordered to Africa not a country in Africa,
Yeah, just
just the
general
just
Africa. Yeah.
Africa, the continent, to quote intervene in civil war and to attack a guerrilla hideout. And apparently, we're told that people in his unit straight up just died from heat exposure. So that tells me that the colonial powers that be didn't outfit themselves appropriately.
Yeah. Yeah. They
Um,
kind of like get dropped off. It's yeah, almost maybe um like Cambodia type of thing where
kind of,
they can't officially be there, so have to be dropped off in like a different country and then march in. It's like a secret mission. He's like an
right,
operative Delta
right.
Force type of thing. Yeah.
Right. And so his platoon was ordered to attack an innocent village, and he says the intel was bad, but they get there. And I mean, this both makes sense from a situation of militarism, and they're like, well, we got there, and so we just had to kill people. But it doesn't make sense from a storytelling perspective. So they get there, he's like, the intel was bad. My commanding officers were told that we just have to kill people. And so his squad totally massacres a group of like unarmed black people, like African villagers. And then he tells his story and hesitates, right? So he gets knocked out with the butt of a gun,
Yeah.
but he won't say if he participated. And that's like the end of that. Like
Yeah,
he
it's just the
doesn't
end.
say
Yeah.
anything else. And it's like, well, what the
Yeah.
fuck, dude?
Yeah, you see us captain yell, "Kill them all!" And then Billy goes, "Captain, no!" And then he gets like hit with the rifle, and I mean, I guess presumably he's knocked out until it's all over, but again, it's not clear if they like forced him to kill somebody and he was complicit, or if he was like completely innocent, or I don't know.
Yeah.
And
And I
I will
think
say too, just to clarify, I know that Cambodia is not in Africa.
no,
I just
I
was trying to
know, I know
reference
you know.
another. Okay, I was just trying to reference like another illegal war,
Right,
basically.
right,
Yeah.
yeah.
So,
Yeah, but
uh,
I think it's really weird that, and we said this last time, that um there is an attempt by the game narratively to paint him as sympathetic, but also we don't know how or why. Like presumably he got framed for the massacre of this village, but the game doesn't really connect the dots, so we don't really understand that.
yeah, it's a weird instance of wanting to have their cake and eat it too, where it's like, well, we want the players to like playing as Billy, so we're going to show them what happened, kinda, but then keep that dramatic tension where he doesn't tell Rebecca. But then it doesn't change how Rebecca views him. Like, there's no point where
No.
Rebecca just fully trusts him after this point. There's no point where she's like, "Oh, I don't know if I can trust that guy. He might kill those people." She's just like, "Yeah, I say I wouldn't judge him, so that's
Yeah, it's
that
just
fair's
honest.
fair, you know." It's like
Yeah, it feel
very bizarre.
to me if it seems like they almost just like kind of forgot about this plot
Yeah,
point and then just moved on,
yeah,
which is weird because like the whole tension of the first act is, hey, Rebecca gets on this train. We find that there's this fugitive who's maybe a mass murderer and she may have to team up with him. And then they're like, well, his whole deal is ambiguous.
yeah. And he even says to her like, "It doesn't matter anymore." And you said you weren't going to judge me, and then they just move on. Oh, yeah, yeah,
Which is a weird thing to say, right? You said you weren't going to judge me.
yeah,
It's like, well, you know.
yeah. It's kind of like the inverse of telling somebody like, "Oh, can I tell you something, but promise you won't get mad?" It's like, well, how can I promise you that?
Right,
I can't say
right,
without knowing what it is. Like, I can't be like, "Oh, I won't judge you." It's like, well, I might judge you. I need to know what it is
right.
first.
It
So,
depends on what it is. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah. Yeah, so that's weird.
strange characters. These
Yeah. So
strange relationship.
we're in the double, or I'm sorry, not we're in the dungeon right now, and we are trying to, after we get Rebecca out, we save her from falling into, a hole from hell or
Yeah,
whatever.
a bottomless
Um,
pit of some sort.
yeah, did you say a mosh pit?
A bottomless pit.
Oh, I was like a mosh pit. I was like,
Yeah.
well,
It can't possibly
um,
be bottomless. Well, for all
no,
intents and purposes.
right, exactly.
Yeah.
there is a dungeon animal kind of story here with like different animals, and there's a puzzle here that involves quote unquote six souls imprisoned within the chains of death, and you have to rekindle the flames from the spirits of the weak. I thought this was metal as fuck, and I liked it.
Yeah, you have to. This is where you use a lighter to light. You have to light the torches in the correct
Yeah,
order. I didn't
yeah.
understand it. I'll
I
confess. I
didn't.
got confused and I just looked
So
it up. I was like, I don't get this.
I didn't either, and I also looked it up, so I will like backtrack some of my enthusiasm. I was like, this is cool as fuck, and then I'm like, I don't get it. But it was like, what animals can eat the other animals?
Yeah, I think it's yeah, that's what was confusing with me. I couldn't tell if it was being supposed to be like who's at the top of the food chain or who's like the strong. I think it's supposed to be who's the strongest, quote unquote. So it's
Yeah,
different animals. It'll have like a little description of like,
yeah,
oh, I'm the fastest animal alive, or I stride through the forest with my head held high, and I don't fear any other creatures.
right.
And yeah, so
I'm a little ass snake, and I can like take down an elk, you know?
yeah. Well, that's what
Yeah,
tripped me up. It's like, well, I mean, the snake can kill the elk, but like
but the elk could kill the
the elk
snake.
could kill the snake too. So I
It's
don't know.
like it
Maybe I was
just
like
steps on
overthinking
it.
it. I don't
Yeah,
know.
you know.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
but
didn't like this puzzle in execution, but I liked it atmospherically.
yeah. It's a cool idea, but yeah, just maybe I wasn't and it didn't help that, I was kind of like, let's get on with this. I'm sick of this area. I want to be done. I don't want to fuck around. It's like, all right, let's just go.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Um,
yeah.
yeah. But yeah, that unlocks the door and you find some more things that will get you to the next area. What do you even find down here? I don't remember.
So there is an area that you have to navigate as, I believe, Rebecca, and you need to get an item to proceed through the dungeon. It turns out it's actually a hunter test area, and so you get the
Oh,
item,
that's right.
and
Yes.
then iron doors drop, and then you're actually introduced to hunters, which makes sense from a continuity perspective with RE1 and the remake, but it's super weird because you've never encountered hunters before in this game. And then
No, this
they're
is
dropped into this kind of labyrinth, and you have to kill two of them as Rebecca, which is wild because she has such incredible low health.
Oh, I did it as Billy.
Oh, you're right. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
mean, you
yeah,
can do
yeah.
it as either, I think. But yeah, I did it as
Yeah.
Billy just because
That
my
makes more sense.
my
Yeah.
uh my policy of not letting Rebecca do anything. It's like Rebecca, you skip here.
Yeah. Well,
Um, but yeah, it's like a little battle arena. So you kind of get the sense this was a place where they'd maybe like trap students and then unleash BOWs onto them and see what happens. Yeah, it's kind
yeah.
of yeah, sort of a little battle arena type of thing.
Yeah. My students would check their learning management system.
Yeah.
That's sad but true.
Yeah.
I'll stand by that. But anyway, yeah, it's a little tricky. I really struggled in this area because I was in bad shape. I died after a few hits, so unless I played it perfectly, I did not succeed.
Yeah. It's challenging. But yeah, two hunters come out, right? Two or three?
Two, I believe.
Yeah, two. So, but yeah, like you said, you haven't seen the hunters yet, so it's kind of
Yeah.
classic RE enemy. We also find down here like a trainee's diary, I think it's called. Yeah,
Yeah.
a management trainee's diary, I think is the official name of it. And we're doing more itchy hungry stuff. Again, more more
Yeah.
old ideas being
Oh
recycled.
yeah.
Yeah, he talks about rumor has it there's something dangerous to the leeches. When Dennis touched one, he got ill with a fever. And then scratching and scratching it makes me itch just watching him. Must maybe go if can, but how? Dennis gone. I go hungry. Help, mom. It's like okay, we're
Yeah.
nothing's gonna match itchy tasty. Like just stop. We've done this a
It
couple times, and it's always just
yeah.
makes me think of something better. So
It's just wild that like they just remade the original like a year before, and then they tried to just like do a poor man's version
Yeah.
of it. It's like it's not going to be as good.
But the basement you find the water key. So there's that's we had mentioned this, but that's the theming of the keys in the mansion. It's fire, water.
That's
Is there
it.
an earth one? I think they're just
No,
fire and water.
no.
So
And
yeah,
I will
there's no
say
diamond spade club keys anymore.
no, but the keys and the doors I think are pretty sick. They look like Elden Ring shit to me. Like they're like textured and ornate.
Yeah, they did a nice
You
job.
know,
Yeah, they're
I'm
cooler than
like
just like a key with a club on it.
yeah, like I'm
Yeah,
like more rationally excited about them than I
yeah.
should be. But yeah, that's what we're doing there. We're trying to get access to the fire and water keys so we can advance through the mansion slash umbrella training facility to get out.
Yes, yeah, yeah. And at this point, I mean, at some point you find kind of the way out. You can find at different points, but there's a series of tablets that you need to find.
Yes.
So they're a reference to the motto, the unity, discipline, and power tablets.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and you need to put those into like a gate that'll open, and that's how you get out of the mansion. I thought it was
Right.
kind of lazy because the last one you find, like literally, it's just sitting on a ledge. So you have to find a battery, and then an elevator comes down, and you have to push a box over to climb up onto it to just grab it off of a ledge. And it's like, well, they didn't really try to hide this one that much.
Right. And it's like on
Yeah.
some ledge like out in front of the mansion, which I'm like,
Yeah.
how like again, it doesn't matter. It's Resident Evil, but it's like, how did that get there?
Yeah, who put that there and why?
Right.
It's kind of, yeah. So some more fetch quests. Now you found the
Yeah.
four pieces of the statue, you found the keys. Now you gotta find the tablets and
Right.
yeah, put them into the observatory. And then you from there you can finally escape the training facility.
Yeah. Thank God.
Yeah, this also rearranges the floor plan, so if you go back, you can find some new areas. But
Which did you
yeah,
do?
I did because I was forced to for reasons we'll get into. To go backtrack and get the hook shot, I had to go
You're
back.
like, next episode, I'll reveal that my boss took me hostage and said, play this area again.
Yeah. Yeah. It's kind of a cool design. There's a
It
bridge, you're
is.
next to
It
like a
really
man-made
is.
lake, and there's a big church. Yeah, you enter into it, and then there's a big hole in the ceiling. You don't really know what that is,
Oh,
but eventually, who comes in but a giant bat?
yes. And this is right off of a save room. So you get into the church.
Thankfully. Yeah.
Yeah, you are in a save room. You're like, thank God. You leave all your shit on the floor because,
Yeah.
you're like, here's a
Like
key
you
I'm
do.
just gonna
Yeah.
throw on the floor. And then when you exit the save room, which is such a kind of rug pull, right? Usually the save rooms are safe. You don't get a cutscene after the save rooms.
Yeah.
But there's a giant bat that flies into the church and you need to fight it. And I guess we didn't mention that you are flying solo here.
Why? That's right. Yeah. And why is that? Where'd the other person go?
Because to get into the church, one of your
Oh,
party has to step on a
that's
depression
true.
plate that opens a door.
Yeah. Yeah. So you just leave Rebecca standing outside.
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. It would be nuts to try to do this fight as Rebecca.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's kind of funny too, 'cause it's like, yeah, literally she's just like a weight.
Right,
Standing by,
right.
yeah.
They're like, we can't
That's stupid.
put anything on the weight, even though you literally have to leave your shit everywhere in this game. They're
Yeah.
like, you have to stand with all like 100 pounds.
It's funny because I remembered being on like only having one character here, but I could not remember what they did to
Right.
set that up. And then the answer is like, oh, they basically did nothing to set it up. Like
No,
there's no, yeah,
no.
there's no actual reason. It's very contrived. But
Yeah,
yep.
yeah.
But
So this
yeah.
bat was a really tough fight for me. I don't know about you.
I hated this fucking thing. I restarted
Yeah.
a bunch. Thank God it's right by a save room, but it is so. I'll give you the floor, but yeah, I thought this was the most frustrating boss so far, possibly in the series, and also possibly the worst boss so far in the series.
Yeah. So I will say this just to front load it. I got to this point in the game and playing this game for the podcast, I struggled so much. I probably died 15 times and
Yeah, I wasn't far behind you.
I reloaded the first time I played this game on an easier difficulty level
Oh,
to
okay. So you
like
started
make it
all
through.
over.
Well, I reloaded it to the bat fight on casual as opposed to whatever difficulty level
Oh,
I was playing.
can you change difficulty mid-game?
Only if you reload an old save.
Oh, okay. I
So
gotcha.
like I reloaded a save from literally like 2021.
Oh, I
Does that make
understand.
sense?
Okay. No, that
Yeah.
makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay. I gotcha. I thought you, yeah, like started the game over
No,
on
no, no.
casual. Okay, I understand
No,
it. Yeah.
but that's an extreme measure, and I wouldn't do that usually. I was like, I just need to like play through this section
Yeah.
because I've done it already, and I was in a much better place with ammo and healing. But it's just a really frustrating fight. I mean, um, you have the big bat, and eventually the larger bat gives way to smaller bats, but the auto aim means that you're targeting the smaller bats, and the big
Yes.
bat picks you up and drops you.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, I'm okay, sure, but like, why?
Yeah.
Why?
No, it's so frustrating because yeah, at first the giant bat's just flying around and you're kind of like, all right, you do your standard RE boss where you run to the corner and you aim and you shoot a couple times, you
Yeah,
run
boom,
away.
boom.
And then yeah, the little bats come in and I don't know who decided no, there's no way to turn off auto aim. I don't think so. Am I
No, no, because
crazy?
I looked too, and I was
Yeah.
like, I can't turn it off.
So you have all these little bats flying around, and if you pull up your gun, it just aims at the little bats.
Right. And keep in mind, like we're using like grenade rounds.
Yeah.
So it's
So
like
you
I'm
have to like
grenade
waste,
rounding these little ass bats.
yeah, like waste your ammo shooting these little bats, and then meanwhile, yeah, the big bats attacking you and picking you up and dropping you on the floor. It's like, oh my God. It was so frustrating. And yeah, I died a few times, reloaded a bunch because I was like, I'm not leaving here with no ammo in like orange
Yeah.
costume. Like that's just not gonna happen. Fuck this.
Yeah.
So yeah, I was ready to throw my PS5 out a fucking window playing this part. It was so frustrating.
Yeah, but you know what it would have happened was a big bat would have picked it up and dropped it back
Yeah,
in.
you dropped
Yeah.
it. You dropped it
It's
in
like,
the
okay.
yeah, so worst boss in the game, and I'm already sick of big animals in this
Right.
game. We've had
Yeah.
several, and there'll be more. Every boss in this game is a big animal. It's
Right. Yeah.
so
They're
yeah.
like, did you love Big Scorpion? Because you'll love Big Bat.
Yeah.
Did you love
Like
Big
it's
Centipede? Because you'll love Big Leech. And it's like, what?
yeah. And we alluded to this, but there's such a tension in this game between it's taking itself so seriously and it's
Hmm.
so dour and it's so humorless. But then it's like, oh, and there's also a giant bat. It's like it's so oh my God. It just it
Right.
doesn't
And
work for me at all. The vibes are all off on this one.
yeah.
The vibes
And
are the vibes are fucked. The vibes are fucked in this one.
they are. Yeah. And I think I don't know. I don't know if I would have been more amenable to it, but just the fact that I don't know, like give me a few memos about there being a big bat. Like
Yeah, it
why
comes
is
out of
this
nowhere.
here?
Yeah, it
Why is
just
this
crawls in.
here?
Yeah.
It's like the bat destroyed the church. Is this a commentary on Christianity?
And why is there a church anyway? Umbrella's not like his mother's
Right. They don't
religious. I don't
care.
know.
Why is there a
Yeah.
church on the premise?
Yeah.
That's the
And
question.
like a big ornate church. Like I can see it being like in the airport and they have like a little prayer area.
Yeah, I mean, I know
Yeah.
in theory,
Like
I
very
don't.
like utilitarian. Like, okay, if one of the trainees is like religious, I guess they can go there and pray or
Sure.
whatever. But it's like a giant ornate church.
Right. They like spent like $1.5 million
Yeah,
for it.
yeah, it's very incongruous with what we know about Umbrella that to have them make this.
Yeah.
But
True or
I don't know.
false?
Very weird.
Capcom should have made Marcus Catholic to explain this.
Yeah, I mean, maybe he is. He's Southern. Are Southern people Catholic? I
Is he?
don't know enough about I don't know enough about
Um,
religious culture.
I think like stereotypically he'd probably be Baptist.
Yeah, I guess yeah, I guess he is probably more Baptist. Yeah, that makes sense. I was in Louisiana recently, so that's kind of what I was thinking of. But
Oh,
he doesn't have like a Cajun accent or a Creole accent. He's more kind of yeah, probably more of a Southern Baptist from Georgia type of guy or something.
do you think Marcus is Gambit's grandpa?
Yes. I don't know if that works out timeline wise, but
Yeah. Well, you
yeah.
watched
Well,
Deadpool
he
and
graduated in
Wolverine.
39, so he was probably born in like
That's wild.
1918, 1919, something like that. So maybe it works. He can be his grandpa.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Did you like Deadpool and Wolverine?
Man, it's fine. I'm
Okay.
over Deadpool.
Yeah, I liked
Yeah.
it more than I would like to admit.
It was cute. I laughed. So,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
I would say Nikki and I did more than laugh.
Ooh,
That makes it
we,
sound
we
sexy. It's
came. Yeah.
not. No, nobody came. We just had a really fun time.
Yeah.
So,
You
yeah.
are more of a comic book fan than I
I
am, though,
know.
because I knew who, and I'm not saying this like as it, not good or bad. Just
Denigrate
for me
me.
personally, I had
Yeah.
no attachment to anything. I didn't know who anyone
No.
was really, so I was
No.
kind of like, so for me, it's just like, oh, they made a joke, ha 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 ha. But
Yeah, yeah.
people showed
Eh,
up. I was like, I don't know who that is. So
yeah.
yeah.
Well, and I mean, honestly, like the MCU is like one step away from just like, hey,
Sorry, this whole time I was like, who's Gambit? But now I remember he's French Canadian. Or is that does he have the cards? Who has the cards?
yeah, yeah, that's Gambit, but
Okay.
yeah, he's Cajun.
Oh, he's Cajun.
He's Cajun.
Who's French Canadian? Wolverine is French Canadian. Is anyone French
He's
Canadian?
just Canadian.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I don't think
I
anybody's
haven't seen this movie
French.
in a long time. I just remember there was a guy with the cards and he had like a goofy accent.
Yeah, and he said,
And was
"Ooh,
it?
I'm about to make a name for myself."
Oh, that makes more sense. Was it
Channing Tatum.
Tatum? Okay.
Channing
He's kind of
Tatum.
funny.
Yeah, he's fun.
Yeah.
He's
I've
fun.
seen him in a few. Hail Caesar he was in. He was pretty funny in
Yeah,
that.
yeah. Do you see
Yeah.
Magic Mike? Did you see any of the
I
Magic
like
Mike?
Magic Mike.
Magic Mike XXL is great. It's
Oh, see, I haven't
fantastic.
watched that one. I just watched the first one. I should
XXL
watch
is great.
XXL.
It's just like it's like set pieces around stripping.
Okay, that sounds fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I liked the first one. It was very I remember that movie came out, I got I won't say I got annoyed, but it was very much like the stereotypical guys were like, "Oh, my wife dragged me to see Magic Mike, blah 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 blah." It's like, oh, you know, you can have an open
Yeah.
mind and be like, "Oh,
Yeah.
this might be an interesting movie. It's a good, you know, good cast, good director."
Yeah. It's also
But
really a
yeah.
movie about like kind of sex work as economy.
Yeah.
It's Steven
Yeah, it's like
Soderbergh.
yeah, there's lots going on and yeah, all the I don't know, it just felt like it was a movie where it was a bunch of, you know, straight guys were
Yeah.
very much like need to fall over themselves to let everyone know how straight they are and how much they hate Magic Mike because they don't like the
Right.
idea of like seeing an attractive man will make them vomit and rage or
Right. Right.
something. I don't know, that's weird.
They're like,
Yeah.
I gotta account for why I would need to see this. And it's like movies
Yeah, you can
don't
just enjoy a
represent your
movie. Yeah.
sexual politics, but
Yeah.
also if they did, it would be okay. It's
Yeah.
like really okay, you know?
Yeah, it's very weird, you know. And I'm straight, but I've never felt the need to like hate Magic Mike to prove how straight I am, or
Right,
be
right.
disgusted with the concept of male strippers to prove how straight I am. I don't know. It was just very weird to me when that movie
Yeah.
came out. Hearing
So
like slightly older men than us talk about it, but
on the record, you and Allison are committing to watching Magic Mike XXL, and Magic Mike Last Dance with us in our home when you come to visit.
I didn't know there was three of them. I
Yeah,
didn't know there's a third one,
there
but
is. It sucked. It was not good.
oh, okay. Was that a
Selma Hayek.
Soderbergh too, or no?
So yeah, Soderbergh did one and three.
Oh, he didn't do two.
He didn't do two, which was the best
Oh,
one,
interesting. Oh, that's
IMO.
interesting.
But
Okay.
yeah, the third one was bad. Selma Hayek was in it, which is great, but the movie was bad.
Oh, yeah, well, that happens sometimes, you know.
Yeah, so you all are committing to watching all of these.
Yeah, I'd watch them.
Okay. All
Yeah.
right. I was like, because if you
There are worse
don't,
ways to spend an evening.
if you don't, that means you're homophobic.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah, right.
I went too far. Now I can't say
Yeah.
I don't like Magic Mike
Right.
because
You're
of all
like, I will
yeah.
watch it like multiple times.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
can't be an ally if I don't like Magic Mike.
That's
So
right. You're like, am an ally. You have like a bumper sticker. I don't, we could talk about this a lot. I fucking hate bumper stickers, but whatever.
Oh,
Um,
interesting.
yeah, they're just annoying, you
I kind
know.
of
Oh,
when somebody has a lot of bumper stickers, I'm like, all right.
sure. Yeah. I think that's mostly what I mean.
Yeah, I have seen bumper stickers where I was like, oh, that's kind of funny,
Yeah.
but I
Yeah.
don't have any in my car. I don't want. I don't know.
Yeah.
I've just never felt compelled to buy one. So
You have a bumper sticker that says am an ally, and then you have another one that says wouldn't watch all three Magic Mike movies in one sitting, and then you're like, but still love queer people.
yeah, but still support.
You're
Yeah.
like, they're like, why? Oh my God,
Yeah.
you need to
I
explain all this
disagree with
shit.
you watching Magic Mike, but I'll fight to the death for your right to watch it.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah. So
Don't tread on Magic Mike.
don't try that Magic Mike. You want to hear a thing about bumper stickers real quick? Uh,
Yeah.
I don't know that's always stuck to me, but we were doing like a seminar at work, and there some attorneys were putting it on. They were talking about like jury selection. And that was one of the questions here that's like commonly asked in jury selection or one strategy to ask.
Do you like
Because when
Magic
you're
Mike?
not Magic Mike, but you're not allowed to ask people like overtly political
Sure.
things.
Yeah.
But when you're selecting a jury, you want people that don't have strong views, basically. Like you want pretty like middle of the road people you think you can convince.
Yeah.
So the attorney said one thing he always asks is, "Do you have bumper stickers on your car?"
Oh, I remember you
And then
told
if
me
somebody
this.
was,
Yeah.
"Oh, did I tell you this already?" Yeah.
No,
But
it's
the point
okay.
is, if
I
somebody
like it.
was
I like
like,
it.
and someone's like, "Yeah, I have a bumper sticker," they'd be like, "No, I don't want you on my jury because just having a bumper sticker means that you have strong views about something." And they're like, "Nope, no strong views." So that's how it's kind of
That's
interesting. It's like, oh wow, I never really thought about that.
yeah. Also, like, what if you have a student driver bumper sticker, which I'm like, I'm pretty sure you're not a student driver.
Yeah, that's true. I always wonder about those too because I see ones with see cars driving around with student driver bumper stickers. I'm like, are you just trying to get a break for being a bad driver?
I
You
think
actually,
so.
yeah,
Yeah, I see like F-150s with multiple student driver bumper stickers. I'm
yeah.
like, I don't think that you're a
It's not a
student
student,
driver.
yeah.
I think you're
When I worked
just,
at Target, one of the guys I worked with, he'd always wear his trainee name tag. Like he'd never wear
oh.
his own name tag. And then I asked about it once, I was like, oh, do you need a new name tag? Like, if you ask so and so, they'll get you one. And he goes, no, I just keep my trainee name tag because I no one asks any questions. Like, that's actually kind of, yeah,
It's kind of, yeah,
I didn't
yeah.
think about that, but that's kind of clever. Yeah.
I appreciate that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
good for you.
yeah. I wonder what that person's doing now.
He was in film school when I was working at Target with him.
Yeah,
So hopefully making films, but I don't know.
yeah,
Like kind of yeah.
yeah.
Well,
You're
those
like,
people, work friends and you quit and just never see
sure.
him again. So yeah.
You're like, he's the CEO of Anthropic now.
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah.
okay. All right.
He still wears his trainee name tag
He's
as the
like,
CEO.
they're like, you worked at Target. He's like, I'm the CEO of Anthropic, but yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's still a Target trainee tag. No. He was a good guy. He was from Romania. So
Nice, nice.
yeah. Well, little
Yeah.
trivia for you. So
Yeah.
uh,
Which is where Transylvania is, right?
I think so, right?
Maybe.
Or
Hmm.
historical and cultural region in Romania.
In Romania. Hey.
Yeah,
Yeah. Well, I think we
at
haven't
2.5
talked about
hours.
Resident Evil for like 10 minutes, but I think we're at a good stopping point. Exiting the training facility, getting into the laboratory.
Oh yeah, we never did a wrap up.
We didn't, no.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
but that's why we can do it now.
yeah. We can do it now. So you eventually you defeat the bad, thank God.
Thank God.
And then in the original game, this is where you around the time when you switch discs.
Hmm.
Yeah, so we'll call this the we're basically about halfway done. So I think the next series will go quicker though, maybe.
That was for the game, not for a recording.
Oh,
I
okay.
like recording this, but it's just like this game feels just like it's like, what am I doing?
Yeah. I do think the next series are a little bit better, but still not good.
Yeah. I mean, I
Yeah.
do think the game peaked with the train.
The game peaked with the train for sure. Which they've had the longest time to work on, because the train was like
Yeah.
From the time they were on N64, they were thinking about the train and doing the train. So
Yeah. They were
that kind of
just
makes
like,
sense. That's the most well thought out.
they're just like, we want Train 64. We
Yeah.
want Boxcar 64, you know?
Boxcar 64.
Yeah. They're like, and now they're like GameCube and they're like, fuck.
Yeah, fuck, what else we got?
They're like
Yeah.
Box Cube.
Just do it all over again. Run back. Run
Yeah.
Resident Evil back again
Yeah.
for the third time. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
I am going to say something positive about this game, and that
Okay.
is talking through it makes me appreciate it more.
Oh, okay.
You
That's
know,
good.
I think that understanding it in kind of broader terms, what we're doing, what we're trying to do, I appreciate it more.
Yeah.
And it is still kind of, to me, in the kind of category of vintage or classic Resident Evil,
Yeah,
you
no,
know?
I agree. I think it's yeah, we'll when we do our wrap up, we'll talk about that. I think this is definitely a game for fans, but I understand why the fans like it, even if I think it's not a particularly strong
Yeah.
Resident Evil entry. But yeah,
Yeah.
so
So
but
yeah, next
yeah,
time
but
you'll have to tune in again to get our episode 3 and potentially episode 4 thoughts on Resident Evil Zero.
yeah, we'll see how long we go. This might be like a Code Veronica situation where we have much more to say than we
That's
realize
right.
when we
That's
start.
right.
Yeah. So,
Right.
but
Well, and I think the major tease here is leech facts.
yes, yeah. I decided to look into leeches a little bit and see what Marcus liked about them. And yeah, I came away being more appreciative of the humble leech than I was
Yeah.
before.
And we
So
will have a Margot Robbie tie-in here to leeches, which we don't want to overstate, but
I don't get that reference at all.
you will,
Okay.
you'll understand it
More,
because we've
yeah.
talked about it, but I don't want to spoil it for our listeners. So
Okay, gotcha.
if you
Yeah.
like Margot Robbie, tune in. If you like leeches, tune in. If you like Resident Evil, think about it.
Yeah. Yes, but and you can tune in just about 2 weeks. Actually, exactly 2 weeks if you're listening to this when
Exactly
it
two
came out
weeks.
here on Hot
Hot
Zombie
zombie
Summer.
summer. It's spring now, when at the time of this recording, but it will be summer soon.
That's how seasons work.
Yep.
Yeah, but
Yep.
yeah,
Yep.
so though we're back in summer here.
On hot.
Uh,
No, just kidding.
okay, we need to end this. We'll see you guys in 2 weeks.
Take care. See
Thanks for
y'all.
hanging out. Bye. All right, that was another episode of Hot Zombie Summer, and we'll be back in a few weeks.
And in the meantime, check us out on Apple, Spotify, or wherever else you get your podcasts. And be sure to follow us on Instagram and Blue Sky at Hot Zombie Summer Pod, all one word.
So until next time, don't be a Jill sandwich.